Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes joining us this morning. And Khalif, we think that the cross-examination by Trump's attorneys will wrap up today. Todd Blanche, one of Trump's attorneys, what extra kind of level of probing can Todd do with Michael Cohen there in the courtroom today?
I mean, I'm not sure what else is left to do. I mean, we already knew before Cohen took the stand what he was going to say. He's done, the circuit for the last couple years. He's on social media saying basically everything he said in the beginning. And the prosecutor did an excellent job of, I think, doing the 8 Mile approach, the Eminem approach, saying all the bad stuff first before Todd Blanche got an opportunity to throw it out there on him. So really, there's nothing left. He can't be like, well, you were hiding this. He said it like in an interview with George Stephanopoulos and CNN, 2 years ago. So every bad thing that he could have said, he's already said it. Todd Blanche can attempt to maybe, make him look like a liar even more, but the jury already has made up their mind, I believe, if they believe his trustworthiness. They're not saying that they will, allow him to marry his daughter or anything like that. What they're asking is, was he involved in this transaction? Did you make the payments, and was it under the direction of the president? And the last step is, did the president recognize that he was violating federal law? If those answers have been, or questions have already been answered, there's really nothing else that can be flushed out. And so I think the questions should be limited, but he has to also do this thing called dance for his client.
What does rebuttal look like?
Rebuttal would just be to kind of shore up some of those loose ends. But I don't think Todd Blanche tripped him up enough where it was like, okay, Cohen said one thing, Blanche got him, 8 miles off of his comments, and now they got to go back and fix it. The ship has been going in the same direction it was going in since the very beginning. They laid the foundation, and the prosecutors, laid the foundation that these payments were made on behalf of the president. There was a scheme that Pecker and the individuals at the National Enquirer bought stories and attempted to kill those stories. So nothing has contradicted that. The question at hand is, were those payments made in an attempt to try to, defraud the American people by misleading them in election fraud, by specifically not listing them as the proper payments that they were? Were these actual legal payments, or were these payments of a past cover-up? That portion has been flushed out by the prosecution. It really hasn't been contradicted. Their entire time is that these payments were legal services. So both folks are just saying different things. Typically on cross-examination, you would try to tear down the witness and say, well, actually what you're saying is totally different. That hasn't happened yet.
We're running out of time, Khalif, but do you think we get closing arguments next week?
I would think so. I mean, I don't know what else is left. I mean, even if the prosecution closes today, right? The witnesses that could be called are potential Trump, he can maybe call some business document folks that would say, listen, this is the normal course of business for these types of payments to be made in this fashion. But mostly everything else could only be the president. And I think it's very, very unlikely that he takes the stand. So to your question, yes, I think final closing arguments should be next week.